Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away, and we now got the next 4 stages, stages 39 to 42 of the Fanhome release and build the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger. You know what, I've just received this one. This actually came yesterday, so I'm bang on it today actually building this. First off, let me just show you where we're up to. So as you can see, we have already created the engine. We've done the supercharger and stuff at the moment, but at the moment all you can see here is the engine. But probably much on the side camera there, you can just see how big this actually is. But we're going to be doing some more parts onto this today. We're going to be creating some more suspension and some more wheels, which are going to be going onto the rear of the vehicle. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I've put the link down here to the Fanhome website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. Over at the Fanhome website as well, at the moment, you'll find the Iron Man build. You'll also find the R2-D2, and you'll also find the Knight Rider kit car. That's all from Fanhome. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So in stage 39, as you can see here, we're going to be creating another leaf spring here that we did in the last stage. We're going to be putting these linkages together, putting this onto the spring so that we've got one completed spring ready to go on to the next stage. So I've got that all here, and as you can see, every single one of these parts is metal, just so you know. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these linkages here, and these are going to be going onto this brace here. Now they're going to go on this way round, and we're going to have one each side, pretty much like we did in the last stage. And that's going to be held in with AM screws. Now there is a smaller hole on these. It's the smaller hole that we're actually going to be putting the screw through, so the larger hole's on top. And I have put this in a bit of oil, so one this side and one the other side. So these are able to move, but as you can see, they do hold their own weight, so I haven't put them in too tight there. Now, if you take a look at how this is laid out on the spring, this is going to go onto this side here, the one that's actually furthest away from this wrap round part here. This is going to be going on this way, just like that, and it's going to be held in with an OM screw all the way through it. The OM screws are quite big screws. They look just like this. I have put it in a bit of oil. I'm going to put that down here so it goes through the whole thing. So that goes like that. And then screw that into the other side. And that's going to hold that bracket on that side, no problems at all. We can put that to one side because we're going to make a bracket for the other side here, which just involves these two metal sections here. Now this is going to be going on this way. If you look at the flat top on that, we're going to have the tilted section here facing towards that flat top there, and that's going to be held in with 2 FM screws. I'll put one screw in. Here's the second screw, and then just make sure that's nice and tight. And then finally, all we need to do, similar to what we did last time, this is just going to go into this side like that, held in with an OM screw just from this side here. So that's in like that. Secure that down. Make sure the screw goes all the way in there, the other side, as you can see there, and then that's in place as well. And that is all there is to do in that stage. I can't believe that whole thing there is metal. So in stage 40, we're going to be attaching the leaf spring to the axle. We've got some parts here to put on, and just like last time, we're actually going to be creating this together here, putting this on the axle that we've created before, so that this is all going to be ready to fit eventually into the vehicle. But this is what it's going to be looking like. We don't actually put the shock absorbers or the springs on in this one. So just to remind you, this is what we did in the last pack. This is where we are up to. Again, all of this is metal. Looking pretty good, isn't it? Put that to one side. Now all the parts we need are in here. Quite fiddly this one looks, but we get these out. The first thing we want to do is we want to create this plate with the L on it. This is the left plate here, and we want to take one of the shock absorber piston arms like that. This is going to be going into the end just like this here, and it's going to be held in with an AM screw. Once again, I'll put this in oil so I can make sure that's nice and tight on there. Now if we bring over the leaf spring that we've been working on before, looking like this, this is just going to be going over the top of this section just here. Just like that there. And then that whole section is going to be onto the actual axle that we've been working on. And it's going to be going onto this side just here. So when I put them all on, if I put them on sort of like the sandwich, so this is going to go on like that. And then on top of that, we have got the shock absorber piston there. And this lovely sandwich that we've just made is going to be all held into place with an FM screw. Some oil in there. That's just going to go right down the center there. Excellent. And that's going to keep that in place. Now on the other side of this, we've got these brackets here. And if you hear me put them down, they're metal as well. They're going to go through this side here. And they're going to actually go through the holes of the plate that we just put in, as you can see there. So I've got one in that side. And I'll just put one in the other side. I'm putting it inside that brake line there. Okay, so once we've done that, I'm just going to gently leave that. I'll probably leave it that way round. We're going to be putting some hex nuts on the other side here just to keep them into place. So quite simply, these are just going to go over here. I'll start all four of these off and then I'll tighten them in afterwards. Now the good news is they know we're going to have a pain in tightening these up, so they provided us a hex key here that we can just put over the top here and tighten them up, which is good thinking, Fanhome, because I haven't got anything that's small enough that can do this. So here's the second one. They're not coming out now. You want to make that nice and tight. Third one I've already got a nut on. And then just one more in here. I do like how every single thing that you've seen me use, even the little hex key here, is metal. I think that's brilliant. So there you go. That's all four of those into place. And that's in place there, holding that together. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So once again, the shock absorber housing here is just going to go on like this. That's going to be held in from this side with an AM screw. In there just like that. Nice and tight. And then once again, we're going to sandwich all of this together, just like we did last time. So we take the leaf spring like last time, and that's going to go, this is the one that we worked on in a previous pack. That's just going to go over the top like this. And then just like last time, this side is going to be going on here over the top, and all of that sandwiched together there, held in with an FM screw, which I've got here. Put that all the way down, and that's going to hold the suspension in that side. Looking good, looking very good. And then just mirroring last time, we're going to be putting these braces here through this side, one the other side, holding them in. Once again, I'll put those nuts just onto this side here. And when they're all in, they look like that from that side, that from that side, and that's all there is to do in this stage. It is worth noticing, if you look on the side camera here, we still got two springs and we still got two covers for those shock absorbers there as well. So in stage 41, we're going to be attaching the rear axle, and we're going to be preparing one of the wheels here. So we're going to be putting the rear axle onto the vehicle here and then just screwing a wheel together. And then I do believe, yes, we are going to be putting one of the wheels in place just here. So what I need to do is bring over the vehicle here and turn it upside down. Be very gentle here. We've got a drive shaft here that we need to put in. Now the end with the smallest lug, you see there's a thick one on that side, a thin one that side, is going to go into the transmission or the gearbox there. So it's just hanging through the vehicle just like that. Then we're going to take the shocks and one of the springs that we had in the last stage and put a spring down just like that. And we're going to just balance these into the sections that we can just see at the back there. So one here and one just on the other side here over like this. Now they're going to be held in from the other side with AM screws. Now these screws did come in the last stage, and I'm very aware when I try to put these in, they're going to fall out. So I'm going to do one at a time. So as you can see, just on the top camera, I'm just going to put the last spring in there. That's in place like that. So we're going to be putting this into place now. This is just going to be going over the top like this. The suspension arms that we've got hanging down here, it's going to go into the shafts that we've just put in there. So one this side, one this side. And while we're doing all of this together, we're actually going to be putting the axle in as well. And then just lining everything up here, ready to screw in. We almost had it then. One of the shocks still needs to go in here. There we go. That's perfect. The shocks are in their housing. These are where they need to be screwed in. And the drive shaft is attached on both ends here. So we're ready to piece this all together now with AM screws and FM screws. So at the backs here, these two here first, they're going to be held in with AM screws. It's impossible to pretty much show you how I was putting them in, but there's two AM screws now in the other sides of this section here. Now all the rest of the screws, I'm holding these in here and here, are with FM screws. So that's 4 of these, 2 each side. So I'll get these in and show you what that looks like. And there you go, that's the rear axle in, and as you can see, it's actually got the springs there to give it some suspension. Excellent. I'm going to put this to one side because we're just going to be making the tyre up here, and by the end of this is going to be a rolling chassis, which should be good. Now the tyre says looking like this, but even better is all of this is metal, which is brilliant. So if you check the tyre, it does tell you outside and inside. So if this is the outside, then this is the side that you're going to want the rim in, just on here like that. So the other side is going to be having the inner side here, which I'm just going to line up. And then we're going to screw that together with HM screws. Now, if like me, you're having trouble getting these rims in the tyres, then I'm just going to do my old adage trick of putting them in a little bit of water just to soften that rubber up. Just some boiling water, takes about 30 seconds. Now before we do put this together, you're going to see that you've got a little pin just there. Now on that pin, we're going to be putting a valve. And that looks just like this. So I'll get this out. And that valve is just going to go over the top of that pin. Push it down so it fits in just like that. And then we'll put the tyre together, making sure again that this goes on the outside here. And then when we put this side on, we want to line up this section here, whoops, a bit blurry, this section here with that pin, just like that. And then we're going to secure these together with the screws. These are HM screws. So when you're done, the finished tyre should look like that, and you should have the valve coming out like that there. Now this is ready to go on the vehicle. So bringing the vehicle over here, this, hopefully one of the cameras can pick it up, is just going to go onto this side here, this way round. So make sure it goes on the spindle of the wheel, just like that. And that's going to be held in with an IM screw, but that IM screw is going over a washer, as you can see here. So I'm putting some oil on that, and again, you want to make sure this goes in really tight, because you don't want any wheel wobble on this. So start screwing this in. That's the third wheel on this vehicle. That's as tight as I can get it. As you can see, there's no wheel wobble, but it is still able to turn there. Then all we've got to do is just put the hub over the side. So you see that on the top camera here. Line that up. And then push that in just like that. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Which means we've got a quick one for stage 42. We're just going to be creating a wheel and putting that on the vehicle. So that means all 4 wheels are now on the chassis there. I'm not mucking around with it this time. I'm just going to drop the tyre straight into that warm water. These are the metal parts I need. I need the washer. Just get that one out. We have got some HM screws in here to screw for the rim. So I'm going to need them first. And I've got the IM screw for attaching this to the vehicle. I'm going to preload up an IM screw. I'll put it in some oil. I'm just going to put the washer down the end there. So that's ready to go. Bring up the vehicle. And this time, probably best on the top camera, we're working on the last section just here. Get that over the top like that. And then secure that in with the IM screw with the washer. And then make sure that is lovely and tight there. Again, no wobble, but still able to turn. Which means finally, what we're going to do, put the hub on, which has got two little lugs to position this in. And there we go, that's all in. So now, the vehicle, turn it back over, is on all four wheels. Probably best on the side camera, but that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. You know, that was an easy stage, but a complete pain to try and film, especially putting that suspension in. But with the four tyres on, this is what that's looking like. It's big, isn't it? But they look really good. The wheels, as you can see, are able to turn, but no wobble. We still got to put the steering in for these at the moment. We haven't done that yet. But that's where we're up to stage 42. Once again, if you want to get this for yourself, I'll put the link down here to the Fanhome website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. And that's it for this week. So I really do hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Other than that, take care.